Guys, what is going on today? Look, I'm super excited about what is laying there in front of you. I'm going to unveil it here in a second. Let me give you a little bit of a backstory. I had this gun model years ago, a little bit different configuration, but I had told everyone that I knew that it was one of my favorite guns I ever had. And when I ended up selling it, and I'm going to tell you here later in the video why I sold that gun, I told everyone, as truthful as I could be, that there would never be another opportunity that I would have this gun model again in my life. I said I had to sell this gun knowing that I would never have another one of these gun models for the rest of my life, and I had to be okay with that. But guess what, guys? That was 8 years ago, and today, let me show you what I got on this table. Woo! Look at this, guys. This is the new model Colt Python. We're going to do some good close-ups and some good shots like that and talk about it. Let me go ahead and get this box out of the way. I love this thing. Amazing. All right, let's just get into some shots of this thing and we'll talk. This is just a work of art. There really is nothing more that I can say about this firearm right here. This is, of course, a Colt Python 357 Magnum with the 3-inch barrel. This model was just introduced in 2022. Believe it or not, I got this on the used market. This is not brand new. This is from the used market. Look at the crowning on that barrel. Man, does it ever close nice? Man, is it nice. The trigger pull in double action mode, I believe it to be better than the original. The single action mode has a little bit harder break than the original. But when you're in the double action mode, I've told people that this just rolls like a ball bearing. No stacking, no getting heavier as it goes back, and breaks like a piece of glass. It's like a ball bearing, and then just the snap. There's no stacking, there's no trigger pull getting heavier as it goes back. It just eases back. Just amazing, guys. Just an amazing work of art. I cannot believe how lucky I am to have this. I got about $950 into this total, and it's just unbelievable. So let's talk about why I said I would never have one of these again in my life. So approximately 8 years ago, I was buying my house. I was going through the process. I had saved up money and I was working like 7 days a week, and it just seemed like there was just like more money and more money that was needed for everything, especially when it came to the point of me actually getting the house and then some things I needed to buy just to have and get some things set up for me when I moved in. So I had, a good bit of money saved up, working a lot, and all that was good. But it just seemed like I was just falling a little bit short and a little bit short. Really wanted my new house. It was basically what I wanted: brick, good yard fenced in for the dog, where you can let him right outside the door when I had Jade and Goro. And I needed to get some quick cash, though, right near the time of me moving in. I just needed to get some more cash, and I figured instead of selling multiple guns, I would just go ahead and do what I said I never would do, and sell my 6-inch blued Colt Python from 1978. I sold that gun and it went super quick. At the time, I was excited about my house. I really didn't regret it. And the one thing I did, though, was I told everybody, I even mentioned this on camera before, that I would never in my life have one of those, because the prices were only going further and further up. And I knew I would never have an opportunity to ever get anything that was a good deal. And I knew I would never spend 2,500 to, you know, the 3-inch barrel ones were going up 7 to 10,000. This is the new model, and that's a 3-inch barrel, what you're seeing on the table right there. So this was long before anyone would have ever known that Colt was going to do a remake of these. No one at that time could have ever guessed that that was ever going to happen. We all said it would be such a good idea, but we said it would never happen, and if they did, what would the prices be? They would be outrageous today in today's market and all this and that. And so what happened? In 2020, Colt came out with a 6-inch barrel python, which was the smart thing to do. They've seen all these guys for years selling these guns that were sold for $400 to $550 back when they were still in production. These guys are now just making quadruple, if not more, money than what these costs new out on the used market. Like this 3-inch barrel here that just came out in 2022. That's when they introduced the 3-inch barrel model. These ones, before the reproductions were made, those, like I said, were going $7,000 to $10,000. I remember years and years ago, a guy had one at a gun show. I think it was $5,000 or $6,000, and that would have been probably one of the lowest deals I'd ever seen on a 3-inch barrel. Those were one of the most sought after for collectors. So there it is, guys. I got it once again. And here's the thing. Believe it or not, these new ones, while I still love the old ones, these new ones are even better than what the old ones were. Why is that? Well, the reason that is because that the metallurgy of today is way different from what it was back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. They changed some things so it wouldn't go out of time like the old ones were known to do if you shot high-power loads through them. I didn't even care about that when I had my old one. I just loved it. So basically, a couple little facts for you. Colt has a couple of these in test guns from when they were started to produce them. They have one of these with 70,000 dry fire cycles on the same gun with no breakage. And then they have a gun that they're continuing to test that has 14,000 rounds of the high-end loaded 357 Magnum. So not just 357 Magnum, but higher pressure 357 Magnum. 14,000 rounds, and they keep checking the frame and everything. They're not just seeing if the gun will break. They're checking for stress, and there is no stress on the gun yet that they can determine on that test gun with the 14,000 high-pressure 357 mag rounds. So while I love the old ones, and if I ever got a good deal, I would love to have an old one. It'll never happen again in my lifetime, I'm sure. This is what I'm happy to have at this time. Let's get you another close-up here of this side. Unbelievable. This thing is so nice, it almost looks like it's black right there. It is just stainless steel. Now, one thing I do wish is I wish the hammer was like the old style. The old style had checkering on the hammer, where this just has grooves. The grooves do provide you with a good grip. I have not fired this yet. In fact, I just got this, so just a couple of days ago. But, you know, it does have that nice red ramp front sight and adjustable rear sight. Now, this thing is awesome. So let me know, what do you think of my new Colt Python 3-inch barrel? I'm pretty excited about it, and it's something I plan on keeping. So, all right, guys, until next time, this is DOF, and I am out of there.